When it comes to snakes, size matters. When threatened, he'll puff himself up and flare his signature hood to appear terrifying to predators. And if that fails, he'll strike with lightning speed and inject a massive dose of potent venom guaranteed to fell almost any warm-blooded creature unlucky enough to be bitten. So what if I told you there's a cobra so strong its venom can stop an elephant's heart? Today, we dive into the myths and realities behind the world's strongest cobra. But here's the twist. It's not the cobra you think. When people hear the word cobra, reaching lengths of over 18 feet, it also helps that they're just plain scary, able to kill multiple humans with a single bite. There are many kinds of cobras spread across Asia and Africa. Our subject today, though, is the king cobra, specifically the Asian king cobra, which is distinct from the African king cobra. We'll refer to it simply as the king cobra for the rest of this video. It can raise the scales on the back of its head to form a protective shield called a hood. A hood flare, however, requires significant muscular control and is typically only seen when the snake feels threatened. Some smaller cobras can't do it at all. It's what sets them apart from other cobras and makes them such iconic creatures. But hold on, here's where things get complicated. An adult king cobra can inject up to 7 milliliters of venom into its victim. But it turns out that venom potency has nothing to do with volume. Let's take the Philippine cobra, for example. They are much smaller than the king cobra, rarely exceeding 6 feet in length, but don't let their size fool you. Their venom is among the most toxic of any snake. Here's a helpful analogy, but the latter is far more deadly. Which one is stronger? This is called the LD50 test and is commonly used to compare the strength of different venoms. The lower the ID50, the more potent the venom. The Philippine cobra has an ID50 of 1.2 milligrams per kilogram, meaning that just 1.2 milligrams of their venom per kilogram of body weight is enough to kill half of the test subjects. For the king cobra, the ID50 is around 15 milligrams per kilogram. So yes, the king cobra does pack a punch. But compared to some of its smaller cousins, its venom isn't quite as deadly. But wait, there's more. For example, some cobras like the blackneck spitting cobra can spray their venom. They can spray their venom meters away and blind their target before striking. Others like the forest cobra are known to be incredibly aggressive and fast striking. Despite its impressive size, its venom isn't the most potent among cobras. In fact, it ranks somewhere in the middle of the pack. Its main advantage is its sheer volume, not its potency. If venom potency isn't everything, then what makes a cobra the strongest? Is it its size, venom yield, potency, or its ability to survive and thrive in its environment? Before we reveal who the true heavyweight champion is, it's important to remember that every creature on this planet plays a role in our ecosystem. Snakes like cobras are no exception. Even though they're often feared, they actually provide us with a valuable service. They help control populations of rodents and other small animals that could potentially carry diseases or cause damage. But let's not forget about their beauty, from the way they move to the way they hunt. Now, back to our question. What exactly defines a strong cobra? If you go by size alone, then the king cobra is definitely the strongest. It's the longest venomous snake in the world and can easily overpower any animal foolish enough to cross its path. But if you look at venom yield, then the title goes to another contender. But while these two may be tied in venom yield, their venom is some of the most deadly on the planet, period. They're slightly smaller than the king cobra, but make up for it in their aggression and fighting spirit. If two cobras were to square off, the forest cobra wouldn't back down from a fight. These guys are fearless and known to take on much larger animals without hesitation. We haven't even mentioned the blackneck spitting cobra, but their venom potency is pretty high, and their ability to spray their venom gives them a distinct advantage in a fight. Plus, they can spit their venom with incredible accuracy. It's been documented that they can hit targets as far as 33 feet away. That's like a bullseye from half a basketball court away. Well, the answer isn't simple because the strongest cobra depends on how you define strength. Objectively speaking, the king cobra is undoubtedly strong. It's the biggest venomous snake on Earth and can kill multiple humans with a single bite. However, If we take a step back and compare all the cobras in terms of sheer size and intimidation factor, the king cobra takes the cake. But when it comes to venom lethality, the Philippine cobra reigns supreme. It may not be as big or as imposing as the king cobra, but its venom is some of the deadliest on the planet. So is the king really the strongest, or are the Philippine and forest cobras the true heavyweights? Well, it depends on how you define strength. The king cobra is definitely strong in terms of size and volume, but the Philippine cobra wins in terms of potency. Each has its own unique set of strengths and weaknesses, and ultimately, it's up to you to decide which one you think is the strongest. Some of you might be rooting for the king cobra, while others might think the Philippine cobra's deadly venom gives it the edge. The truth is, there's no right or wrong answer. It all depends on your perspective. But here's something we can all agree on. Nature's power isn't measured in just one way. It's a balance of size, speed, chemistry, and survival advantage. Whether it's the king cobra or the Philippine cobra, each species plays a vital role in our ecosystem and deserves our respect and admiration. Which cobra do you think is the strongest and why? And if you could choose one to face, which would you least want to meet? Comment below and let us know.